All right, Shalom, Israel. First and foremost, as always, I would like to give all praises, honor, glory, respect, and blessings to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Raha, Kwadash. Salutations to the Lord's elect on the four corners of the earth, pushing His truth and sincerity while patiently waiting for Yahweh Shai's return. And double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which have taught us everything we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. And I wanted to do a response video, as you see right here on the screen. This is a video that was uploaded by the beloved brother Hawad, Elder Hawad, from the Great Millstone, North Carolina camp. As you see right here, his video is called "They Trust in Oppression," where the "they" is talking about our people, okay? Our people pretty much trust in oppression. And in this video, there was some Jakes who was basically praising Trump, licking his boots, if you will. And to show you how lost our people are, they don't understand that the so-called white man is mocking you Jakes with this whole Black History Month thing, okay? First off, our people do not seem to get it through their head that they're not black, okay? We're not black. We are different shades of brown. Okay? If you look at the tires on your car, that's black. Anyways, furthermore, when you look up the word black, right? The word black literally means filthy, dirty, unclean. Okay? It means wicked. Okay, black is tied to being evil, immoral. So they dedicated a whole month called Black History. You know, I gotta say it like that. Black History Month. They dedicated a whole fucking month to you niggas. You know? And they put all these false leaders in your face to praise them. Martin Luther King, which was a man who pretty much sold out his own people. You know? Rosa Parks, what was so special about her? Because she ain't want to, something about a bus, right? She didn't want to sit in the back of the bus. And I'm pretty sure that there's more. You know, Malcolm X, I believe he was a Muslim. You see, all of these different leaders that they put in your face were not real leaders, man. Okay? Martin Luther King talking about, you know, he had a dream that black and whites got along and black. Nah, man. When you go to the book of Sirach, chapter 12, verse 10, What do the precepts say? Never trust thine enemy. For like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Okay? Salak. I gotta get down this damn slope, but it's so slippery. Whew, the Wada Yahweh Shai. That was not easy. But you know, Malcolm X was a Muslim, man. The Lord is not dealing with Muslims. You know, convincing our people that you know, that you know, you can convert to being a Muslim, and Muslims worship Allah, in which when you go into the word Allah, right? Allah is just a Hebrew word which means God. You know? And there's many gods, okay? You got Buddha, you got Shiva, you got Ashtoreth, you got Baal. Okay? You got Chemosh. You got the Mecca stone. Like, come on, man. You got Satan. The angels are gods too. Demons are gods. So it's like, which God is you talking about, man? But anyways, our people are a bunch of lost souls. And to show you that Esau, Edom, is mocking our people, they literally dedicated a whole month, right? And they called it Black History Month. And the word black is synonymous with death, man. Let me see. I don't need to play the video here. Let's go to Jeremiah real quick. Okay. Jeremiah, let's go to the Old Testament. Okay. Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 22. It says, "For my people is foolish, they have not known me. Because had you known the Lord, you would know that you're not black. You're a Hebrew Israelite." And before I continue, I would also like to say this: you got these dullards, these dumbasses who said, I'm not a Hebrew. No, how could I be a Hebrew when I don't speak when I don't even speak Hebrew? Like, that's got to be the most absurd and dumbest shit I've ever heard. Okay, Esau's a Hebrew, and he speak English. Okay? Esau's a Hebrew and he speaks French. He speaks Dutch. He speaks Creole. Okay? Elam, the East Indians, they're Hebrew, but not really sure what language they speak. Oh, sure. You know, Ishmael, the Arabs, they're Hebrews. Okay, but you see, you got the because look, when you go to the book of Genesis, right? Let's do this. Let's type in Eber. Okay, because Eber, okay, Yeah, Genesis. Okay. Let's look this up. No, not interlinear. Why am I not signed into Top's Wi-Fi? I guess the Wi-Fi is not working. But anyways, let's just do this. Okay. Because let's just read it real quick. Okay. Until Shem come on, man. Oh, now you want to connect me? All right, let's do this. All right, see, Eber, okay? It's the Hebrew word Ibar, but we're gonna look it up anyway, okay? You see Ibar, right? Eber or Heber, and they got his name. The word Hebrew means past, but here they have the region beyond. Okay, you see. So basically, anybody who comes out of Eber, anybody who comes out of the line of Eber will be considered a Hebrew. Okay, so Genesis 10:21, unto Shem also the father of all the children of Eber. Okay, the brother of Japheth, the elder, even to him were children born. The children of Shem, you got Elam, you got Asher, Arphaxad, Lud, Aram. You see? And you know, pretty much it goes into Abraham's lineage. Okay, give me a moment here. I'm gonna check out with these drinks. I'm thirsty. Salak. All right, I'm back. So you see, if you ever want to, you know, trace lineages going back to who the Hebrews are, all you got to do is go to the book of Genesis, in which, when you read the book of Genesis, right, the word Genesis literally means the beginning, you know, where it all started, you know. Like, if you ever want to know why we're hated by the Edomites, which is the self-proclaimed white man, if you want to know why we're hated by them so much, just go to the book of Genesis. If you want to know who the Hebrews are, you go to the book of Genesis. You know, if you want to know how Jacob got the birthright and the blessing, you go to the book of Genesis. And it's just plain and simple, man. So let's go back here, right? You don't have to speak Hebrew to be a Hebrew, okay? Your language do not determine if you're a Hebrew or not. What determines if you're a Hebrew is who comes out of the line of Eber. Okay? Abraham was a Hebrew, okay? So again, the Edomites, which is the self-proclaimed white man, they're Hebrews, but they're Hebrew Edomites. Okay? Okay, you know, the East Indians, they're Hebrews, they're Hebrew Elamites. Okay? Ishmael, the Arabians, they're Hebrews, but they're Hebrew Ishmaelites. Okay? But anyways, okay, we are Hebrews, the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Indians. You are a Hebrew. You are a Hebrew, whether if you want to believe it or not. Okay? We are Hebrew Israelites. And the word Hebrew, which goes back to the Hebrew word Ibar, okay? the word Hebrew means from the past. So Jeremiah 4 verse 22, for my people is foolish, they have not known me. They are sottish children. And when you go to the word sottish, right, the word sottish means severely stupid. Okay? And a matter of fact, I looked up the word sottish before, right? You got the word sot. The word sot means stupid. Okay, it can also mean drunken, right? Because our people have been drunken off of the philosophies of the world. You know, you want to go into Black History Month with Muhammad Ali and Michael Jordan. All of these leaders don't give a fuck about our people, okay? And Michael Jordan, you're a real piece of shit, man. You had niggas killing themselves over your shoes and shit. Okay? Because you see that the rich don't never want to donate shit to the poor, you know? But they'll sell you their shoes though. They'll sell you their shoes. You know, you got people falling head over heels for the latest Jordans to come out. I got them latest Jordans. So you see, man, our people are stupid. Had you known the Lord, you would know that you're not black. You're a Hebrew Israelite, okay? Okay? It says, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good, they have no knowledge. And basically, that's what the Lord is saying about our people. Let's go to Isaiah. It's not even cold out here, but it's snowing though. Isaiah 30:1. Woe to the rebellious children, save the Lord. Now, what did Samuel say to Saul concerning rebellion? Rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft. So when our people rebel against the Lord, that's a form of witchcraft, whether if they want to accept it or not. Okay? Rebelling against the Lord is a form of witchcraft. Now, when you go to the word woe, right? Because another thing you got to understand is that the prophets of old used to put curses on our people. Jeremiah put curses on our people. You see, at first, Jeremiah was weeping. He was crying because of the state that our people was in. But after a while, he began to realize that our people didn't care about how they were offending the Lord, you know? You know, our people were caught up in idol worship, adultery. You know, you had kings that let sodomites into the land. You know, it was all kind of idols and groves and high places being set up for these different idols. Okay? So our people were going completely off. And here it is, right? You got our people, you know, over here. And, you know, Trump is just, you know, Trump, you should have seen Trump's expression in that video. He was looking like, nigga, please. You think Trump really cared about your words? It made it seem like he cared. Because, hey, let me tell you something about Esau, man. Hey, these Edomites are good actors. And Esau can pull a fast one on you. You know, he'll have you think that he really cares. He'll get on. He may even throw a couple of fake tears out there. But inwardly, he's plotting how to further destroy you, man. Hold on. I just made it back home. Just give me a moment here. Yeah, I got the Dallas Brothers playing in the background. I love listening to Yashawamba's videos. Hold on, let me close this door all the way. Salat. Give me a moment to get undressed here. All right, so let's go ahead and read this. All right, Isaiah 30 verse 1. Woe to the rebellious children, save the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. You see? And that's what our people is doing. And remember, rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft. Let me see. Let's get to yes.
This country is at a crossroads, and we have the right president at the right time. And if you want school choice, like I know you do, President Trump wants it. If you want a law and order society and a secure border, President Trump wants that. And more importantly, I say this because this is the greatest country on the planet. American citizens should decide American elections. Hold on to say that. We are living president right here. As you look out upon.
Okay. This Negro said that American citizens should decide American elections. Okay. Now, whether if he said that intentionally or if it was out of ignorance, first off, okay, your presidents are not elected by the unanimous votes of the citizens of the United States. They are selected by the global elites to basically do their bidding. So let's just stop and pause right there for a second. Okay. You know, anyways, let's go.
The sea of Black Americans. This president hears you. This president cares for you. Don't let anyone tell you that this president right here, Donald Trump, is not for Black America, because he is. I'm standing here today. Standing here today as a testament to.
And this is utterly embarrassing. Okay. And here it is, right? These are supposed to be the leaders of our nation telling the audience that Donald Trump is for Black America. Donald Trump don't give a fuck about you Negro, Latino, and Native Indians. Do you not see what he is doing to our people in these different states? You got ICE agents going from door to door, taking people out of their homes, detaining them, and hauling them off to concentration camps. Oh, 144. Call Halayim La Alahayanawa Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. Donald Trump is not for Black America. Okay, look. Let's go to the book of Sirach real quick. Oh, I do got the GNT Bible too. That's the spirit that I'm hearing in Ecclesiasticus. Sirach chapter 12, verse 10. Never, 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 ever, 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 ever trust thine enemies. Now, if you want to know who your enemies are, all you got to do is go to the book of Psalms, the 83rd chapter. You know, as Apostle Gabar always points out, you go to Psalms, the 83rd chapter, and it gives you a list of our enemies who basically wants to cut Israel off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. And at the top of the list, who do you see concerning our enemies? At the very top of the list, you have the Edomites, Esau, the self-proclaimed white man, which starts with the Rockefellers, trickling down to the rest of our nation. Excuse me, slipping the tongue out of the heart. Okay, the biblical Edomites, which is the self-proclaimed white man, which starts with the so-called elites, trickling down to the rest of their nation of people. Okay, the so-called elites who call themselves Rothschilds and all of these so-called elite families, these global banking elites. Okay, the Edomites is at the top of the list when it comes to the nation of people that is basically conspiring against our people, which the word conspire means to breathe together, right? The word conspire means to breathe together, right? Let me turn this up. Turn you up. Come on. All right, good. That's up. So it says, never trust thine enemy. And what is our people doing? They're trusting in their enemy. For like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself, here's an example of your enemy humbling himself. See, Donald Trump appears to be humble, right? He's just sitting there listening. He's only sitting there listening because he's being told to do it by the global elites, okay? Because you see, Esau Edom is doing everything in his power to put our people further in the dark. I don't even know why that opened. Do it look like I care about reminders? It says, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as thou has wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. Set him not by thee. What do we see here? The enemy sitting right next to our people. How he feels about Black America. There you go. Yes. There has never been. Let's go ahead and continue reading this, okay? I don't care about reminders. Stop talking to me about, okay? Stop talking to me about this. It says, set him not by thee, lest when ye have overthrown thee, and in this case, when you put your black ass in a concentration camp, right? That's an example of you getting overthrown. He stand up in thy place, neither let him sit at thy right hand. You know, the so-called North American Indians would tell you that, right? Set him not by thee. Okay. Salak, one moment. Okay. See, when the so-called North American Indians called themselves putting their trust in Esau Edom, right? Okay, what did that lead to? Okay, that pretty much led to the Edomites, who were calling themselves conquistadors and Spaniards at the time. It led to them basically overthrowing the so-called North American Indians and putting them into captivity. See, so set him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither set him by at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat, and thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith. Now, when Donald Trump first got elected in office, I don't know if y'all remember that speech he gave about, he pretty much said, you knew I was a snake and you took me in. And the woman basically said, why did you bite me? Right? And the snake said, you knew I was a serpent. In so many lines. Donald Trump pretty much gave that speech, right? So who would pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent? Or any such as come nigh wild beasts. And Esau Edom is a wild beast, okay? Hold on a second, man.
About Black Americans. There has never been a position like this. I don't know if there ever will be before. But I worked with him in his first term, and I'm proud to now officially have the title to make it happen. Let's get real with the realness. Let's get behind President Trump, who truly has turned our nation around and made us the envy of every country in the world.
Turned the nation around and made it a living hell.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, God.
So you see, when this serpent turns around and bite them, right? And they get poisoned and die by the serpent's bite, right? Who's going to pity you? We warned y'all about these Edomites, man. They're very subtle. So again, right? You can just get out of here. Salak. All right. Isaiah 30:1. Woe. The word woe goes back to the Hebrew word abadium, which means destruction. So destruction to the rebellious children, in other words. Right? Save the Lord. So this is the Lord putting curses on our people. Right? That take counsel, but not of me. So you see that counsel that Negro and that woman took, right? That counsel was not of the Lord, man. Okay? The Lord is not dealing with Black History Month. And the Lord is not dealing with Black people. You either accept that you're a Hebrew Israelite or you can just be destroyed. Because the Lord is not going to deliver you when that time comes. Okay? Because when Yahushua returns, Yahushua is not coming back to deliver Black people. Okay? And you better do your studying on the wheat and the tares, okay? Because you got Edomites that look like so-called Negroes, and they're not, okay? They're Edomites, okay? You can look up George Washington's son, Okay, that dude was a straight up terror. He literally looked like a black version of George Washington. You got Chicken George and so many others, man. So just because you have brown skin and woolly hair, it does not mean that you're an Israelite, man. You know, Kamala Harris is a tear. Okay, look at her. But anyways, it says, woe to the rebellious children. So destruction to the rebellious children, save the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. And when you add sin to sin, what are you doing? That's iniquity. Now, if we go to Romans, right? The book of Romans tells you what the price for sin is. Romans chapter 6, verse 23. For the wages of sin is death, but the gift of Yahweh is eternal life through Yahushua HaMashiach. So this is Isaiah 30 and 2. That walk to go down into Egypt. America is your modern day Egypt. Okay, when you read Revelation 11 verse 8, it says what? And their dead bodies, meaning the spiritually dead Israelites, because our people are in a dead state of mind. Okay, if you're a Hebrew Israelite and you're calling yourself black, okay, you're calling yourself Mexicanos, you know, you calling yourself a Puerto Rican, you calling yourself a Guatemalan, a Panamanian, you calling yourself an Argentinian, you calling yourself an African American, okay, you're calling yourself a Uruguayan, a Colombian, you're calling yourself a Haitian, a Jamaican, a West Indian. You're in a dead state of mind. And just like it says in the book of Proverbs, he that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall what? Remain in the congregation of the dead. So our people are, the dead bodies is talking about the spiritually dead Israelites, which are in the dead state of mind. Okay? That's why you got these motherfuckers talking about a Black History Month and all this other shit, because they're in a dead state of mind. So that so in their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, Revelation 11 and 8, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. Okay, the great city, which is the United States of America, Babylon the Great, okay, is also known as what? Sodom and Egypt. So when we go here in Isaiah 30 and 2, right, that walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh. Your modern day Pharaoh here in Babylon the Great is Donald Trump. That's your modern day Pharaoh, that cruel Lord spoken of in Isaiah 19, and that trust in the shadow of Egypt. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. So I think that was pretty much it. With that, I'm going to say shalom. Is on to the next one.